The Indianapolis Colts have stormed into the season looking like a different franchise altogether. Nobody saw this kind of transformation coming so quickly, yet here they are, sitting undefeated and playing like a team with something to prove. It is not just about the wins, it is about how they are winning. The Colts have turned every drive into a statement, moving the ball with ease and putting pressure on defenses in ways fans have not seen in years. That kind of dominance has the entire AFC South on notice, and this Week 3 clash feels less like a normal matchup and more like a measuring stick for just how high this ceiling goes. What makes this story even more shocking is the way Daniel Jones has flipped the script on his career. Written off by many, he is now playing like one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league, combining pinpoint throws with fearless runs that keep defenses guessing. He has accounted for every single touchdown the Colts have scored so far, and he is doing it with a confidence that was missing in New York. It feels like the team finally found the quarterback they have been waiting for, and now the whole offense is feeding off his energy. That fire has turned a group that once struggled to finish drives into one of the most dangerous units in football. But here's the twist that raises the stakes even higher. This offense is not just leaning on Jones, it is backed by a resurgent Jonathan Taylor, who looks more complete than ever, and by a line that is quietly protecting better than expected. The mix of explosive runs, smart passing, and relentless pace has given the Colts an identity that is hard to slow down. The question now is how long can they keep this machine rolling and who can actually stop them? And that takes us straight into the heart of the story, the offensive engine that has turned Indy into a nightmare for defenses. But before we jump into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Colts and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 350 likes on this video. The Indianapolis Colts keep stacking first downs and squeezing the clock until defenses break. The rhythm is simple and ruthless, quick throws on early downs, tempo when the look is clean, and a patient ground game that steals easy yards. Drives do not stall, because the sequencing keeps changing the picture, and the result is a score rate that sits at an 87.5% clip through 2 weeks. That is the kind of number that turns a good offense into a problem, and it explains why the punt team has barely seen the field. The pieces fit like they were made for each other. Michael Pittman Jr. wins the physical snaps outside and drags coverage with him. Tyler Warren punishes soft spots between the numbers, and Josh Downs keeps chains moving when the defense thinks it finally has a stop. Add the quick game that cuts pass rush angles, plus timely keepers that put the quarterback in space, and the field suddenly feels shorter. Every snap forces a choice: sit back and give up rhythm throws, or walk up and risk a crease that becomes a chunk. But here is the twist that makes this engine feel new. The confidence starts with the signal caller, not just in his arm, but in how he reads leverage and picks the right answer before the rush even arrives. The story of how that switch flipped is the real headline, because it changed the ceiling of the entire unit. Let us pull the curtain on the transformation that turned a question passer into a tone setter. Nobody expected Daniel Jones to seize this kind of control so fast, yet the tape shows a quarterback running the whole operation with calm precision. He changes protections before the snap, uses his eyes to move safeties, and keeps his feet quiet so the ball leaves on time. The surprising part is how often he beats the blitz by choosing the right answer early, not by holding the ball and trying to play hero. What nobody is talking about is how much trust he now has with his receivers. The ball is out where only they can touch it, and that keeps drives alive when most offenses stall. The numbers tell the tale without shouting. He is sitting at a 71.4% completion rate, a 9.3 yards per attempt clip, and a 111.1 passer rating through 2 weeks, which matches the eye test of a passer who is seeing the field clearly. Third down throws find the sticks, red zone decisions are patient, and the timely keeper keeps a drive breathing when a play looks covered. The twist is simple. The first read is not forced, the second read is real, and the check down arrives in stride, which is why mistakes have stayed out of the picture. Here is where the story sharpens. When your quarterback plays this clean, the rest of the team can attack the game on their terms. Short fields appear, the clock tilts in your favor, and the opponent is the one chasing. That is exactly where the next chapter begins. A defense that has started to hunt the ball and change momentum on a single snap. The Indianapolis Colts defense is changing games in silence, then taking the ball when it matters. Through 2 weeks, the unit sits at a number 5 mark in total yards allowed and a number 4 mark in takeaways, which is the profile of a group that ends drives, not just survives them. The most telling piece is scoring prevention, a number 6 scoring percentage defense that forces empty trips and tilts the field back to the offense before the opponent can breathe. The names behind it tell a clear story. Charvarius Ward settles the outside and shuts down free access throws, Kenny Moore closes passing lanes inside, and Zaire Franklin cleans up tackles that used to leak into explosives. Up front, DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart squeeze the pocket from the middle, the exact pressure that leads to hurried throws and tip ball chances. Add Laiatu Latu trending back into the mix, and you get fresh speed off the edge to finish plays that used to slip away late in drives. Now the task sharpens against Cam Ward, a talented rookie who can flash if the picture is clean. The plan is to crowd his first read, disguise the shell, and let interior heat speed up the clock in his head. If the Colts keep the penalties low and keep hands in throwing lanes, one rush decision can swing this game. Which brings us to the other sideline. The rookie hope that Tennessee believes can spark a surge, and how that hope meets a defense that is built to test patience. Cam Ward offers Tennessee real hope with his arm talent and poise, but his growth depends on how quickly the game slows down against tighter defenses. Protection breakdowns, slow developing routes, and 12 drops have stalled drives, while 10 sacks in 2 games show the toll of poor support. The Titans must simplify with quick throws, screens to Tony Pollard, and play action to build rhythm before taking deep shots. Ultimately, it all comes down to the trenches, where clean pockets and early down wins could lift Ward's confidence, but constant pressure risks turning every snap into a survival test. This matchup could be decided in the trenches, where Jeffrey Simmons brings brute strength for Tennessee and Quentin Nelson counters with steady technique, while T'Vondre Sweat looks to exploit single blocks. The Colts rely on Jonathan Taylor's improved pass protection and quick strike plays to neutralize interior pressure, using tempo and hard counts to keep the Titans off balance. Still, Tennessee has counters with stunts, blitzes, and late safety help that can choke off the run, making early down wins critical as the line battle will shape the tempo, field position, and surprising numbers that follow. The Indianapolis Colts are carrying a number that changes the whole picture. They are stacking an average of 26.5 first downs per game, while the Titans have 25 first downs in total through 2 weeks. That gap is not a stat line, it is a pulse. It tells you who controls tempo, who dictates matchups, and who decides when the defense has to bend. The yardage spread points in the same direction. Indianapolis sits at 445.5 yards per game, Tennessee sits at 192.5. Through the air it reads 284 to 102.5, on the ground it reads 161.5 to 90. Ball security draws a bold circle around it. The Colts have 0 giveaways with 4 takeaways, and the Titans have 5 takeaways for a margin of +2. Those numbers explain why drives feel long for one side and short for the other, and why the field keeps tilting toward blue and white. But here is the twist that keeps this story alive. Numbers point one way. Rivalry weeks bend the rules. One early takeaway, one short field, one broken tackle can flip the mood inside a stadium. The real question is simple. Can the chaos of a division fight slow this surge, or do the Colts keep the pace and pull away late? That is where the wild card lives, the moments that never show up on a spreadsheet. Coaching choices will write the final chapter. Do the Colts stay aggressive on 4th and short, or do they trade aggression for clock control? Do the Titans speed up Cam Ward with tempo, or slow the game and shorten possessions? The stage is set for a finish that tests nerves more than numbers, which is why the next question hits hard. Who actually closes this out when the game tightens and the clock turns heavy? Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe button for more Colts updated. And with that, will see you guys in the next one.